Good evening, everyone. Yeah, there's another Gameshow stream, and if you can see the title, Star Trek. It was originally supposed to be with Thomas and Friends, as that's which Malachite is working on. Um, Unfortunately, it's not finished yet, so I decided why not to do about Star Trek. At least I have this knuckleheads. What up?
There's a lot of things that are up, to be honest. Looks like no one else is joining. Just excellent.
Well, as always. So, how bad was the storm yesterday?
Well, it was bad enough for Roy not to come back to mom's, so.
Hmm.
Seriously, that storm was like, I don't even know, it was one of the worst ones we've had in a while.
Yeah, we hadn't even had any bad storms or bad weather where I live for uh, a few weeks, or at least a couple of weeks. Because we had some, I think it was about maybe just 1 or 2 weeks ago, we had some thunder, but it didn't last long. Maybe just half an hour or so, give or take. It wasn't really that much loud. It was just, far distant. But we had a lot of rains for the past few days. Even today, about almost, what can it be? Almost 2 hours ago, me and my dad we were actually to the guest harbor. It's not the actual harbor as it used to be anymore, but we used for fishing. At first, it came the rain, it stopped, and then came back again, but it wasn't like pouring down. There was like this light type of rain, which didn't bother me much. Uh, I only get one small fish, but a few bites. But my dad, let's say, some of the fishes were only ate his bite rather than being picked up. One time with my dad was about to pick up a big fish. Um, let's say the fishing line, gets cut up, just cut off. He was standing near on the bridge when he just fished out, but the line just snapped. Or a few times he literally was throwing the line across the small river, but instead he ended up in the trees a few times.
Eh.
Uh, some fish, if you want to be fishing here, um, if you've been caught being able to have those, you can get a serious fine because those type of species are endangered, protected, meaning they are endangered. But others, some species are actually, oh, Brown is here. Some of the species are really much no problem with. As Figon has asked me once, um, what about if we take the sort of fishes that we caught home to eat? Not really, not at all. I mean, most of the fishes are not even that big. I mean, I think maybe I would say, um, maybe I would say maybe less than perhaps 6 or 8 inches long fishes, and they're not much to eat on. Well, according to my dad, just a lot of bones. And one time I did actually got a big fish. I would say maybe not. I would say maybe 12, 15 inches long. But it snapped my fishing rod in half, but that was like in a made of bamboo. So so that was just yeah. So how is your knowledge of the Star Trek series or franchise?
Um, I don't know how much
Non-existent.
he knows. Don't look at me. I've never even watched it.
Yeah, I actually probably seen all of the franchise, all the series. They since they made it from I believe the first to me was 1969. Of that original series, there's only like two actors still alive to this day. Um, I think the one who played Pavel Chekhov and the one who played James T. Kirk would be William Shatner. They're the only ones that's pretty much that's still alive. Um, the one that played Spock, what's his name? Leonard McCoy, I believe. He is actually passed away some years ago. In fact, only one of them, of the actors, as far as I know, who played Montgomery Scott or Scotty, had some of his ashes on board. I believe it was Columbia, the space shuttle Columbia, and was sent out in space. Not all the ashes, but only a fragment, only like a few ounces of Scotty's ashes that was brought into space, included the creator of Star Trek series from originally, Gene Goldenberry, I believe. Even part of his ashes was also done part of the same mission. So, so total of the series that had been made, um, I think they are currently, I think it's 12 or 13. Only one is actually animated, but that was back in it was actually based on the same original series. Of course, there are a few new ones that I haven't really seen, but I don't tell you, there's a lot of them actually. Some taking place in the a lot of time frames actually. But I'm not I wouldn't have been surprised if a Star Trek series is actually even being broadcast or even being broadcast in Indonesia. I mean, if it had been broadcast here, I wouldn't have been surprised if it's broadcast rest around the world. Anyways, are you guys ready though?
Uh, yeah, we're ready.
Are you ready, Brony? And what that means, I have no
Ready.
idea. If that's if that's Japanese or at least Asian language, I can only a few words of Japanese and Chinese, but not that fluently. All right, let's see what you guys knows about this series. I do tell you, there's a lot of them actually. Believe
Yep,
it,
I can. It's right here. I wasn't sure if you wanted to do like the 'cause I can see mine fine, but you might want to get.
are you and your brother are gonna be a one team or
Oh, I'm
separate?
sorry. Your D20 has degraded. I don't know. It's degraded to a D8. A D8.
Are you two gonna play as a team or separate?
Those are separate.
All
They
right.
also apparently have a D8 now. I forgot I even had it.
So who will go first? You or Roy?
Let's see what the D20 thinks. Oh, jeez. All right, call it. Do you think it's going to be high or do you think it's going to be low?
Or maybe Roy Brony can start for once.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. But we got to decide second. Fair point. I'll say it's low. It's high. I go second. Barely too. It's a 12.
All right, Brony, are you ready? All right. Number one. How many member worlds are in the United Federation of Planets during the 24th century? A. 160, B. 150, C. 190, or D. 200? So the question is, how many member worlds are the part of the United Federation of Planets, or also known as a Federation? Is it 160, 150, 190, or 200 planets?
It's already a juicy. Look at that. Well, must be because Brony isn't saying anything.
Well, you can only use the privates as he said. He said A. A ain't wrong. It's actually B. 150. That's considered is a lot of planets. I mean, when I first started this galactic alliance, it was only like what 5 or 6, only a handful of planets, and this was actually in the it was only I don't think I remember exactly when that it started, but it's a lot of planets, so that was sure. Number two for Kyle. What is the name of Federation's exploration branch? A. Federation Navy. B. Federation Fleet. C. Galactic Fleet. Or D. Starfleet.
Well, I'm actually going to just straight up guess. I'm going to say D. Final.
Starfleet?
Yeah.
Ding ding ding. Correct. It's actually Starfleet.
I had a feeling. I mean, it's called Star Trek, so
Well, I mean, the
it's
series is called Star Trek, but they don't use the name of that. You know, even though even at Earth, even before the Federation was even formed, Starfleet war actually even existed at the time as well.
Mm.
Okay, Roy, number three. In what year was Jean-Luc Picard born? A. 2305, B. 2310, C. 2320, or D. 2315.
Remember, Roy, take care of your octohedron. Wait, what? Eight-sided dice. It's called the octohedron. You didn't know that? No, I didn't actually. So now I do it though. Let's see what I get. Wow, great roll. You got a 1. It's a it's an 8-sided dice. That's honestly kind of impressive. Kind of expected at this point. I don't know. Anyway, a final.
Ding ding ding. Correct. It's actually he was born the year 2305.
Wait.
Okay, Brownie, you're
Oh,
next. Number four. How long is the lifespan of a Vulcan? A. 150, B. 200, C. 300, or D. 250? He said C, 300. Wrong, it's actually B, 200. Well, they don't actually live precisely 200 years. Um, they can actually, I don't, it is possible they can live even like 205 or even 208 or something like that. They don't exact 200 years, but live for so long, yeah, it's a long life. Okay, game guy's first hard question number 5. The United Federation of Planets was founded by 4 races: human, Vulcan, Andorian, and A. Romulan, B. Ferengi, C. Tellarite, or D. Q. Q is
I'm gonna do
actually
the dice.
uh, Q is the actually
Want me to give you the actual list?
well, the Q is actually the name as was given to humanity after the first encounter with the species, but um I don't know what their actual name is. Or
Okay, I got a 14. All right, C final.
ding ding ding, correct, exactly C, Tellarite.
Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those game show streams. Huh.
Tellarite, they kind of look like a pig. Kind of. Okay, number 6 for Roy. Who invented Earth's first working warp drive? A. Henry Archer, C. Jonathan Archer, C. Spock, or D. Zefram Cochrane?
All right, let's see here. Did I seriously get another A? All right, A final.
A. Ain't wrong, it's actually D. Zefram Cochrane.
Damn.
Brony, you're next. Number 7, trick question. Has humanity or has humans been at war with the Klingons? Yes or no? Ain't wrong, it's actually yes. Klingons, they kind of looks like humans, except the only difference they have this very significant uh, forehead crest, like a ridge. It's hard to describe, but compared to humans, the Klingons are warrior society. They don't hesitate to battle against anyone. They were humans' enemies for quite a while until they made peace. But yeah, especially a Klingon can easily kill a human because they train in the art of battle at a young age. Like batlets, like a like a double-edged sword. If you were to try to if you were try to make a violent to fight like a Tellarite, yeah, maybe you would is the point about a Klingon. No, I don't know. I don't know if Kuva would have a chance against a Klingon, despite having kung fu. But I don't know. Okay, number 8 for Game Guy. What is the name of the Romulans' homeworld? A. Remus, B. Romulus, C. Romul, or D. Romulan? Yeah, I just try to figure out some good names, but um, I will put the names in a private so you can see for yourself.
Oh, uh, D final.
D. Wrong is actually B. Romulus. Number 9 for Roy. When were Earth's first Warp 5 ship launched? A. 2196, B. 2151, C. 2136, or D. 2100?
I'm gonna go with C.
2100?
Yeah.
Wrong. It's actually B. 2151.
Darn.
Okay, Brownie. When did humans and Vulcans make first official contact? A. 2033, B. 2093, C. 2023, or D. 2063? He said C. Wrong's actually D. You know, despite the Vulcans looks like very much humans, except they have pointy ears, originally after first contact, they were unable to have any offspring together despite that. Well, eventually at some point they were able to do that. But it's surprising that that worked. Okay, game guy, number 11. When were the United Federation of Planets formed? A. 2086, B. 2161, C. 2095, or D. 2110?
My turn, right?
Yep.
B.
Excuse me. 2161.
Yeah.
Correct. It's actually 2161.
Sweet. Oh my god, I swear to god, if you let me get to this.
Roy, you're next. Number 12. The third the Third World War started on Earth the year 2026. And how long did it last? A. 7 years, B. 10 years, C. 27 years, or D. 15 years? Yes, Brony, I just burped because I've been drinking some energy drink. But basically, was it 7 years, 10 years, 27 years, or 15 years?
This is my turn, right? It's not.
Yep.
I will also go with B.
10 years?
Yeah.
Wrong. Exactly C. 27 years.
Damn.
Compared to the First and Second World War, that's the Third World War was the longest in according to the Star Trek franchise. And as the number 13 from Brony hard question, how many had died after the Third World War had ended? A. 40 million, B. 90 million, C. 9 million, or D. 600 million? Was that either A. 40 million, B. 90 million, C. 9 million, or D. 600 million? And it's Brony's turn. He said D. 600 million. And he did incorrect. It's actually 600 million. Yeah. You know, this war was the most devastating compared to the Second World War and the first, because I believe the second was around 40 or 50 million people died in the Second World War, but 600 million in the franchise. Like that is insane. According in this series, that both sides who use soldiers, they use certain drugs in order to control their armies. But which type of drugs, I wouldn't know because they were not like any particular reference of which type of drug, but I would say maybe there's a very addictive one. And after the war was over, only a few governments were still left intact. America, though, especially in the United States, well, its government was non-existent. Most of the major cities in like New York, DC, gone. San Francisco was still much still intact, but yeah, it was a devastating war. I mean, 600 million people. It's devastating, especially with using nuclear weapons. Just imagine that. Okay, number 14 for Game Guy. When USS Voyager ended up across the galaxy, how many light years did the ship travel? A. 75,000, B. 12,000, C. 37,000, or D. 45,000?
Yeah, it does. Hold on, I had to re-roll. I'm not sure what I landed on. Oh, that's a lot clearer. All right, A final.
A.
Yep.
Ding ding ding, correct. It's accurate 75,000 light years.
Awesome.
You know, the galaxy was actually divided in four quadrants: Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and Delta. And if they have to travel maximal warp speed, like non-stop, from Delta Quadrant to Alpha Quadrant, it would take them at least 75 years. But they wish they couldn't do, because as many ships, they need supplies like fuel. They know those ships that did not run on like fusion reactors or nuclear. Not at all. Okay, number 15 for Roy. How long is the Romulan's lifespan? A. 140, B. 190, C. 200, or D. 150?
C.
Ding ding ding, correct. It's 200 years. Number
You
16. Number 16, a trick question for Brony. Are the Borg a cybernetic life form? Yes or no? Ding ding ding, correct. Exactly yes. Well, the Borg isn't like one particular species. It's actually, well, the exact number, it's I would say at least a few thousands of different species. Klingons, humans, you name it. And they're actually, when it happened, each Borg can actually inject several nanobots inside your bloodstream, which eventually returned some of your major organs into implants. And eventually, in the last stage, your individuality that makes you as an individual will be gone. You will be part of the hive collective. Your thoughts will be linked to other Borg drones. And the number of that Borg at a time by the end of the in the early 25th century was trillions, like trillions, more than even Earth's population. Oh boy, that's yeah. If you want to encounter the Borg in your own ship, I would recommend go in a high speed of warp because you will not be able to defeat them no matter what. Last recommendation is to blow up yourself up rather than captured. Number 17 for Game Guy. When the Earth and Romulans were at war from 2155, how long did the war last? A. 10 years. B. 8 years. C. 13 years. Or D. 5 years.
Uh, B.
8 years?
Yep.
Wrong, exactly. D. 5 years.
Okay, you want to know something funny though?
What?
It was 8 years, and the number I landed on was also 8. So I don't know how I feel about that.
You know, here's the thing about this. During this war, even after the war was over, the humans had never even seen their main enemy during the war. Not face to face or even like on the screen. They never actually saw the actual faces of their enemy. They had no idea what they even looked like. Only being described that they were being an aggressive, brutal warrior type of society. But they had never actually seen the faces on them. But that won't tell much later on. I would eventually do that. For Roy, number 18. After the Third World War, all the Romanian governments united to one single government. When did it happen? A. 2080, B. 2070, D. C. 2090, or D. 2150.
Uh, B.
Um, what?
I said B.
B as the ball or D as the dog?
B as in B as in B. What? I don't know. B as in B? What? I don't know. It's the first thing that came out of my mouth, man. Can't make this shit up, I guess. The question is, did you get it right? Or perhaps did you get it wrong? Or perhaps you got it right with a scent of wrong. Oh, maybe, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Also, you haven't said a B yet. Oh, B! Thank you. I don't know why you said it now, but okay. Uh, I'm mad for the Swedish. Is he waiting on confirmation? Or what's going on there? Because if he's waiting for confirmation, I said B.
Sorry about that, but my Wi-Fi just
I
went
think we
down.
Might be having technical difficulties.
Well, my Wi-Fi went down. It it had been acting like this the whole day throughout the day, like down for a few minutes and back up again. So if it happens again, if I vanish, it because of that. It's not much I can do about it. Well, as for for bonus question again, number 19, what species does Lieutenant Worf belong to? A. Human. B. Vulcan. C. Ferengi. Or D. Klingon?
Wait, did I get the question right?
No, you didn't.
Alright.
He said B. Vulcan. Wrong, it's actually D. Klingon. In fact, he was the only known Klingon that served within the Starfleet. Okay, number 20 for Game Guy. Vulcans are known for something, and what is it? A. Hiding their emotions. B. For their art. C. For music. Or D. For their food.
See?
C. For the music.
Yeah.
Wrong. It's actually A. Hiding their emotions. You can literally, you can literally been trying to make a Vulcan laugh, but you wouldn't have been able to do that. It's impossible because they have been okay. The Vulcans as a child might be able to show emotions, but in fact, they've been teaching themselves to hide controlling emotions. You see, not they have not always been like it. They used to be like humans, very much emotional. The fact they nearly destroyed their own planet in atomic wars until one male Vulcan named Surak, he actually made his own people to embrace logic, which eventually stopped everything of all that. It took them like 1500 years to rebuild their society once again. Number 21 for Roy. Trick question. Are the Vulcans and Romulans same species, yes or no?
No.
Wrong is actually yes. They are actually the same species, but they went separate ways 2,000 years ago. You see, the one right reason why they happened. Not every single Vulcan didn't follow the way of logic, like hiding their emotions. And after this happened, the time is known as time awakening. Some of them didn't want to follow the teachings of logic of Surak, so they decided to leave their home planet, and they settled down on the planet Romulus. And eventually, the Vulcans forgot about the Romulans as their long distant cousins, because they believed that they were eventually just one separate species. But eventually, they learned the Romulans were actually their long lost distant cousins. It's yeah, it's hard to realizing it. Number 22 for Brownie. The silicon-based species known as Horta. How long is its lifespan? A. 11,000 years. B. 15,000 years. C. 50,000 years. Or D. 22,000 years. He's either A, 11,000, B, 15,000, C, 50,000, or D, 22,000. Did he answer or not? I see a B, but I don't know if it was from another previous question.
Maybe we should just take it.
Oh, he said C. C, 50,000. Ding, ding, ding. Correct. It's actually 50,000 years. Well, technically, it's only one member. You see, when this species actually lays when this species lays their eggs, and the entire species when they go extinct except for one, that will be the mother of the new generation. And this cycle had been repeated for well 50,000 years or so. Number 23 for Game Guy. The warp drives are powered by crystal-like substance. What is its name? A. Dilithium. B. Neutronium. C. Boronite. Or D. Plutonium.
D?
Plutonium?
Yeah.
Wrong. It's actually dilithium. Which is not an actual real substance in the real, but it's only they made up though. Number 24 for Roy. The doctor on board US Voyager. What kind is he? A. Human. B. Vulcan. C. Endorian. Or D. Hologram.
Are you serious? He got a 1. It's gotta be one of those days. Alright, whatever. A.
Wrong. It's actually D. Hologram.
Well, you were 19 off. Well, we're like, what, 14?
Number 25 for Brony. Hard question. In the 31st century, United Federation of Planets at its peak had how many member worlds? A. 190, B. 170, C. 300, or D. 350? He said C. 300. Wrong. It's actually D. 350. That's incredible considering that in the 24th century it was 150. So, number 26 for the Game Guy. Mars was colonized in what year? A. 2083, B. 2033, C. 2103, or D. 2123?
C?
2103?
Yeah.
Ding ding ding, correct. It's actually C.
Yippee yeah. 5.
Number 27 for Roy. Unix War was a conflict on Earth in the late 20th century. How many died in that war? A. 10 million, B. 5 million, C. 30 million, or D. 12 million?
C?
Incorrect. It's actually 30 million. This particular war has nothing to do with, like, say, the previous wars, like First and Second World War. This war was actually involved with some called superhumans, like meaning they're enhanced humans, genetically engineered, like they're twice as smart, heals twice as smart, fast. They are twice as intelligent, and they had double the lifespan. And eventually, after this war was over, genetic engineering was completely banned on Earth. Okay, number 28 for Brownie. The US Enterprise E crewman Data, what kind was he? A. Bajoran, B. Human, C. Android, or D. Vulcan? Excuse me. Human, A. B. Wrong, it's actually C. Android. He is actually the only android that was known to serve with the Starfleet. Even though the creator of him died eventually, it's only important. He did actually create another one, which was named Lore. Well, he was a complete psychopath. Data was actually he was actually incapable of feeling emotions, but his creator slash father managed to create a small ship, like a computer chip, in order to actually he could feel emotions, which is a bit strange. Anyways, number 29 for from Game Guide. When were James T. Kirk born? A. 2113, B. 2003, 203, or C. 2243, or D. 2233.
Uh, D?
D or B?
Said D.
D. Ding ding ding. Correct. It's actually D. Hard question number 30 for Roy. How old were Dr. Leonard McCoy in when U.S. Enterprise D was sent on its maiden voyage? A. 97 years, B. 120 years, C. 137 years, or D. 110 years?
A? I'm saying
97 years?
A. Yeah,
Wrong, exactly. C. 137 years.
darn. At least he didn't get a 1 this time. Fair point.
Trick question for Brony, number 31. Is Romulan ale illegal within the Federation? Yes or no? Brony, is your question. Is Romulan ale legal within the Federation? Yes or no?
Um,
Brony, is your question. Well, since he is not available for a moment there, perhaps you can use a D20 or
Um, well, it's a yes or no. So he would have guessed yes.
wrong exactly no. Well, technically, it was legal for a short time during one particular war, but otherwise, has been not legal. I really don't know actually if that was real. I have no idea how strong it would be, how strong it would be compared to some of the most strongest alcoholic beverage drinks that we have in our world, like say I don't know bourbon, vodka, or moonshine. I won't even known for that. Okay, number 32 for you, game guy. How many starships by the name Enterprise has been within the Federation's history? A. 10, B. 7, C. 8, or D. 15?
I'm gonna go with B.
B. 7?
Yeah.
Wrong, it's actually 8. C. The current one is USS Enterprise G. Most of them actually been destroyed or just remain intact. Okay, number 33 for Roy. How old was Spock when he died? A. 151 years, B. 181 years, C. 161 years, or D. 191 years?
Oh, hold on. I gotta re-roll. I'm gonna go C.
C.
Yep.
D. Incorrect. It's actually 161 years. um,
Wait.
man,
You're right.
yeah, just some slime in the throat. The actor who played Spock, um, he passed away um some about some time before this movie was actually when he this they called him Spock Prime because he was supposed to have been helping Romulus from being destroyed from a supernova. They were trying to send use of something called red matter, an artificial substance, in order to stop their Romulus star to go to supernova. But he was thrown into an ultimate reality where he eventually remained, and where there was another. He was literally thrown back in not only in ultimate time and ultimate reality, but he was thrown back over a century to like a from instead from 24th century, but he ended up in the 23rd century, 100 years earlier. He remained in that universe, while the younger Spock, he remained with the Starfleet. So what happened that well, basically, the actor who played the older Spock, he passed away a year before this movie was even finished. So in order to like in many movies or TV shows that are, if one actor if the actor died or if has left the series for some reason, they they mentioned something like in the series later on that. So in that movie when he appeared, or the year that this particular movie when the Spock Prime or the old actor died, they only mentioned by sending two Vulcans to meet up the younger Spock to deliver some of his older Spock's personal belongings as a reference that he passed away, which is not uncommon things to be doing for many different series though. Okay, number 34 for Brownie. How many years would it take for US Voyager to get back to Earth in maximal warp speed? Oh, shoot. 25 years, B, 35 years, C, 15 years, or D, 75 years. Yeah, we don't even know if Brony's even back or not. Brony, are you still there? Well, it seems he is not there either, so perhaps other of you guys
Go
pro.
again.
Yep.
I'll roll from this time. Maybe you're better luck than me. It would have ended up going for A.
A.
Yeah.
Wrong. It's actually D, 75 years. Number 35 for Game Guy. What happened to Catherine Janeway after she returned home? A. Promoted to Vice Admiral, or B. Remained captain on Voyager, C. Retired, or D. Got a new ship.
I'm gonna go with A.
Promoted to Vice Admiral?
Yeah.
Ding ding ding, correct. She did. She was actually a captain on one starship, but it was promoted to Admiral quickly after just number of several only a few years. But that's incredible. Number 36 for Roy. What happened to US Voyager after the ship returned home? A. Got a new captain. B. Decommissioned. Or C. Scrapped. Or D. Turned into museum.
C.
C. Scrapped. Wrong. It's actually D. Turned into museum. Well, technically, they was actually decommissioned, but it was turned into a museum. They well, those ships that turn into those ships that will turn into a museum, they're not on Earth. They actually placed in orbit around an old space station, so people can actually walk around them as an actual those ships. I believe only a handful of those ships can actually be that, but not every single ship will be turned to museum. Some actually eventually do end up being scrapped. Some parts can be reused for other models, other compared to same model around that is still in active service, or being used for other ships models. They have like dozens of people type of names of ships. Okay, number 37. Trick question. Has anyone ever seen the face of a Breen? Yes or no? Breen is a humanoid species that has some sort of suit. Like, it's believed that their planet is actually, say, like an ice age type of planet. But so the question is, has anyone ever seen the face of the Breen? Yes or no? And this is actually for Brony's question. since Brony's not even here again, or even still, unless he has fallen asleep.
I already rolled for him. He would have said no.
The incorrect is actually no.
You're welcome, Brony.
Number 38. What are the species known as founders known for? A. Long lifespan. B. Shapeshifting. C. Good fighters. Or D. Good shipbuilders.
I'm gonna go with D.
D.
Yeah.
Shipbuilders.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong, that's the shapeshifting.
Okay.
Okay, number 39 for Roy. When were the Klingon Empire founded? A. 2nd century. B. 6th century. C. 9th century. Or D. 11th century.
A.
Wrong was actually C. 9th century.
Darn.
Okay, number 40 for Brony. Even if he's even there or not. When were the Roman Star Empire founded? A. 1st century. B. 10th century. C. 4th century. Or D. 6th century. Well, seems he is AFK still, so
He would have said C.
C. Ding correct is actually C. 4th century.
I swear to God, if Brody wins because we've been helping him with the D20s, I'm going to scream. That doesn't count, by the way. He's not the one that's answering, technically.
Alright, number 41 for Game Guy. When were Montgomery Scott born? A. 2232, B. 2212, or D. C. 2222, or D. 2242.
A.
Wrong, is actually D. C. 2222. Number 42 for Roy. How big is the planet Dernobulus population during the 2150s? A. 5 billion. B. 9 billion. C. 12 billion. Or D. 3 billion.
C.
C. 12 billion.
Yeah.
Ding ding ding. Correct. It's actually 12 billion.
Yeah.
Number 43 for Brownie. How big is the population of Earth's moon during the 24th century? A. 50,000. B. 12 million. C. 20 million. Or D. 50 million. Well, looks he is still AFK.
Oh, well, this time. He would have gone for B.
B.
Yep.
Wrong. Actually, it's D. 50 million. Number 44 for Game Guide. How long were US Enterprise D in service before it was destroyed? A. 10 years, B. 6 years, C. 8 years, or D. 15 years?
Imagine it rolls a D. Nope, it rolled a C.
8 years?
Yeah.
Ding ding ding, correct, exactly 8 years.
Nice. You should have made
Number
it
4,
D.
number
Just
15, 45 for Roy. On which date did the Vulcan and humans make their first official contact? A. May 5th, B. April 5th, C. June 5th, or D. August 5th?
well, a fifth is involved either way, so I'm gonna go with A.
Wrong, it's actually B. April 5th.
You should have gone with my birth month. I was tempted to just because it was your birth month, but
Number 46 for Brownie. The species the species Vough's ancestor came from Earth. What kind of species were the ancestors? Mammal, B. Whale, C. Dinosaur, or D. Shark? Well, seems he is still AFK for some reason. I would not be surprised if he has fallen asleep or something.
we really are just we're his pickup crew. What's going on here? He would have gone with D.
Well, I wanted to be surprised. After all, it's like 4 in the morning over there.
Fair point. He would have gone with D though.
D. Shark.
Yep.
Ain't wrong. It's actually C. Dinosaur.
I mean,
This particular,
sorry, you go ahead.
well, their ancestors actually evolved from hadrosaur, like the duck-beak dinosaur, and according in the series of the Star Trek Voyager, they evolved to it more to as human. They somehow survived the mass extinction and continue to evolve to a more humanoid shape and to build ships and left Earth and at some point end up in Delta Quadrant. Excuse me. Number 47. What are the species Beazoid known for? A. Their art. B. Their food. C. Their telepathic. Or D. Can see in the dark.
I'm gonna go with
And
C.
this C. Telepathic.
Yeah.
Ding ding ding. Correct. It's actually telepathic.
It was his turn though, right?
Yep, it was.
Awesome.
Number 48. The species known as L. I, I can't even pronounce it. Elorian are known for something. And what are they known for? A. Good listeners. B. Good ship builders. C. For their art. Or D. For the music.
I'm also gonna go with C.
Wrong. It's actually A. Good listeners. I mean, literally, they listen to the to other people, and they can actually. Some of them actually had end up being like counselors for people. It's incredible. Um, Unfortunately, there are not many of their species left after their own homeworld was attacked by the Borg, and those remains of their species is scattered in galaxy. So the Borg like a plague, which is terrible. Number 47, 49 for Brony. When were Deanna Troy born? Not like Deanna, but not like how Deanna spells her name, but this is a D-A Anna. Well, anyways, A 2325, B 2336, or C 2320, or D 2328.
It's my turn, right?
Yep.
No, it's Brony's turn.
Oh yeah, it's
No.
Braun's turn.
Well, I rolled for him anyway. I've got the, I've got his answer. If he doesn't answer in the next 15 seconds. 10, 9.
Yep, he hasn't answered. What do you answer for him though?
A.
Ain't wrong, it's actually B.
Hmm.
For game guy's turn. Number 50. Trick question. Can any telepathic species read the mind of a Ferengi? Yes or no?
Um. Yes.
Ain't wrong. It's actually no. No one can.
Ah.
Number 51 for Roy. When were William T. Riker born? A. 2337. B. 2339. C. 2335. Or D. 2338.
D.
D or C? Or B?
Uh. Oh wait, no, that's not D. That's C. C.
Ding ding ding. Correct. It's actually C. Number 52 for Brony. Which starship did Riker take command after he was promoted to captain? A. USS Enterprise E. B. USS Titan. C. USS Rhode Island. Or D. USS Defiant.
I'll roll for him. We both know he's just not gonna answer. He would have gone with C.
Rhode Island?
Yeah.
Wrong. It's actually B. USS Titan.
Hmm.
Number 53 for you, game guy. When were transporters developed on Earth's starships? A. 2118, B. 2124, C. 2135, or D. 2142.
Well, I rolled the same thing twice in a row. It really
C.
wants. It really wants you to go with C. All right. C. Final.
Wrong was actually B.
Darn. I can't believe you rolled the same number twice. I don't know how I
number,
feel
50,
about
number 54 for Roy. What class is USS Enterprise E? A. Nova class, B. Sovereign class, C. Luna class, or D. Defiant class?
I'm gonna go grab my dice for my turn.
That's actually Roy's question.
I know, but for my next turn, I meant. I'm going with D.
Uh, D or B?
D.
D ain't wrong. It's actually B, Sovereign class.
Ah! You can't get any damn questions right. It's better than having it be with Brony because he's got 5. You've got 6. That's 1 point off.
Number 55 for Brony. What class is USS Enterprise J? A. Akira class. B. Miranda class. C. Ambassador class. Or D. Universe class.
I'll roll from this then. He would have gone with C.
C.
Yeah.
Ain't wrong. It's actually D. Universe class.
And then Brony never got an answer again. He got 3, and then that's all he gets.
Number 56 for Game Guy. When were Worf born? A. 2330. D. B. 2320. Or C. 2310. Or D. 2340.
B?
B.
Yeah.
Ain't wrong. It's actually D. 2340.
Darn.
Number 57. Trick question for Roy. Is there any non-corporeal species? Yes or no? Meaning a species that doesn't have a physical body that's like pure energy.
Yes?
Ding ding ding, correct. Is actually number of that species.
Wait.
Number 58 for Brony. What was the name of the first warp ship of the? What was the name of the first Earth warship? A. Luna. B. Phoenix. C. Hera. D. Athena.
Alright, D20, I know you've got no control. I got no control over you, but could you go for Phoenix? Thanks. It did not go for Phoenix. Oh, wow. Well, I got a super A, so I'm gonna go with A.
A. Luna. Ain't wrong. It's actually B. Phoenix.
You know, the funniest part is I had a feeling it was Phoenix. But it wouldn't be fair if I answered for him, so, I had to go with the dice.
Yeah. And another thing is that when Stephen Cochrane, when he built his first warship, Phoenix, he literally used an old Titan II rocket. Number 59. When were Beverly Crusher born? A. 2328. B. 2330. Or C. 2348. Or D. 2324.
I'm gonna go with B.
2330.
Yeah.
Ain't wrong. It was actually D. 2224.
Okay.
number number 60 for Roy. This is actually about Beverly Crusher's son Wesley. When were Wesley Crusher born? A. 2342. B. 2345. C. 2348. Or D. 2346.
I'm gonna go with C.
C. Ding ding ding. Correct. Exactly C.
Sweet. Oh shit, Roy's actually catching up.
Number 61. Hard question for Brony. In the first second century, Federation president was a hybrid of three species, which is human, Bajoran, and what is the third one? A. Cardassian, B. Klingon, C. Romulan, or D. Vulcan?
Who rolled for him last? Me or you? I forget. I think it was me. I don't know. That was an terrible roll, by the way. Ah, whatever. C? You would have gone with C.
C ain't wrong. Was actually A. Kardashian.
Why do we keep getting C's? Mm.
Number 62 for Game Guy. Benjamin Sisko was commander of the space station's Deep Space Nine. How long was he the commander of the station?
Hey,
A.
by the way,
5 years.
oh, no, you go ahead.
5 years. B. 9 years. C. 7 years. Or D. 10 years.
How long is this quiz anyway?
What?
How long is this quiz? Like how
Uh,
many?
81.
All right, I'll go with A.
A. 5 years. Ain't wrong. C. 7 years. Number 63. The Ferengi is a species that is known for something. And what are they known for? A. Racers. B. Traders. C. Magicians. Or D. Poets.
Did I get the same number you did? You did get the same number I did. Well, we both got a 2. Okay. Alright, whatever. A final.
Ain't wrong is actually B. Traders.
Dang.
Number 64 for Brownie. When were the Ferengi Alliance formed? A. 1000 BC. B. 1500 BC. C. 8000 BC. Or D. 2000 BC.
Okay, this is starting to get scary. We've had 3 2s. What is with this? We keep getting 2s. It's the terrible 2s, I tell you. But yeah, he would have gone with A.
A ain't wrong. It's actually C. 8000 BC. And that alliance is pretty much still active even in the first second century, which means that about 11,190 years, which is incredible. Number 65 for Game Guy. How big is Earth's population during the 24th century? A. 8 billion. B. 10 billion. C. 9 billion. Or D. 14 billion.
I swear to God, if we get another 2, I'm gonna freak out. Thank you. Alright. C final.
C.
Yeah.
Incorrect. It's actually 9 billion. Number 66 for Roy. Excuse me. Who were the first captain of U.S. of Enterprise NX-01? A. Jonathan Archer. B. Charles Tucker. C. T'Pol. Or D. Marco Reed.
I'm gonna go with D.
D. Marco Reed.
Yeah.
Ain't wrong. It's actually A. Jonathan Archer. Number 67 for Brony. When were Jonathan Archer born? A. 2120. B. 2105. C. 2112. Or D. 2115.
He would have gone with D.
A.
I said he would have gone with D.
The ain't wrong. Exactly C.
I don't know how you could have heard A from D though.
I don't know. Number 68, trick question. Is there a species, any species that lives in space? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, ding ding ding, correct, exactly yes. Number 69 for Roy. Which class were USS Enterprise C? A. Norway class, B. Luna class, C. Ambassador class, or D. Galaxy class?
I'm gonna go B.
B. Luna class?
Yeah.
Ain't wrong, exactly C. Ambassador class.
Darn.
Number 70 for Brony. Which class were USS Enterprise D? A. Akira class, B. Miranda class, C. Galaxy class, or D. Archer class?
You did it last. Oh, did I? Yeah. I'll go. I'm pretty sure it was due anyway. Anyway. He would have gone with C.
C. Galaxy class?
Yeah.
Ding ding ding, correct, exactly C.
Finally, Brony gets an actual answer. Well, not really, but he got an answer. Kind of.
Number 71. How long did Federation's war with the Klingon last? A. 3 years, B. 1 year, C. 4 years, or D. 5 years?
Whoa. Okay. Uh, D final.
5 years?
Yep.
Ain't wrong. It's actually just 1 year.
Oh, dang.
Just
I
B.
even got a super D.
Number 72 for Roy. How long is the lifespan of an Okampa? A. 102 years, B. 9 years, C. 75 years, or D. A. 5 years?
Like how I got a super D and you got a super A. Alright. A final.
A ain't wrong, was actually B. 9 years. The average lifespan is just 9 human years. And well, technically, there were one group of Okampas that were discovered on a space station that lived for about 15 years, but I don't know really how that worked. But um, you know, they are when they give birth to one of their offspring, it's actually through their back, literally from the back. And how that even works, I have no idea. Number 73. Number 73. How long did the Federation's war with the Dominion last? A. 5 years, B. 7 years, C. 3 years, or D. 2 years?
Wait, whose turn is it?
Bronies.
Alright, I'm rolling from. Brony also gets a super A. So A for him.
A ain't wrong. It's actually D. 2 years.
In case you're wondering what a super A is, it's a 1. Yeah, the super D is a 20, so.
Number 74. Trick question. Were Dr. Beverly Crusher born on the moon? Yes or no?
It's gonna sound crazy, but yes.
Ding ding ding. Correct. She was actually born on the moon.
Oh, nice.
I mean, because they had like in the fourth century, around 2300s, with a population of 50 million people. In the beginning of the, like say, during the 22nd century, most of the colonies on the moon were just small ones. Eventually, over time, they grew much larger. I believe even the site of the Apollo 11 actually became sacred, like like a part of a museum. I believe that he even made some sort of artificial lakes on the moon, while under a dome, not like the actual surface. Otherwise, they would have been frozen immediately. Anyways, number 75. What class were US Titan? A. Archer class, B. Galaxy class, C. Luna class, or D. Norway class?
Whose turn is it?
Um, Game guys.
That's what I
No,
figured.
wait, I think, no, wait, this is actually yours.
Oh, I got a super D. You're gonna have to save that super D for later. I got close to a super D. Uh, D final.
D ain't wrong, it's actually C. Luna class. I mean, if there's a starship that has Norway class, I wouldn't have been surprised if it's actually even Sweden class, but I believe there's actually one class is called New Orleans, I think. Anyways, number 76. How old were the Vulcan ambassador Sarek when he passed away? He is the father of Spock. Um, A. 103 years. B. 203 years. C. 198 years. Or D. 188 years.
Hey, is it my turn to do brownie?
It's brownies.
He would have gone for A.
A. Ain't wrong. It's actually B. Sarek was 203 years old when he passed away. Even the Vulcans lived for 200 years, but since he was 203 years, and like I said before, they don't actually have to be necessarily be 200. They can be 201, 205, perhaps even 208 years. Who knows? Number 77. When did US Enterprise D first meet Q? A. 2371, B. 2364, C. 2368, or D. 2365? And this game guess question.
I shall go with D.
The wrong is actually B. You know, the actor who actually played that as this Q is actually John Delancey, the one who even makes the voice for Discord. Number 78. How old were James T. Kirk when he died? A. 70 years, B. 55 years, C. 60 years, or D. 75 years?
I'm also gonna go with D.
Wrong was actually C. 60 years. Number
Dang.
79. Trick question for Brony. Is it true that Q has godlike powers, yes or no?
Let's see. He would have gone for yes.
Yes, ding ding ding, correct. It's actually true. They do, in fact, have godlike powers. They can literally do anything with just a snap of fingers or even swipe, like moving a hand. They can, uh, they can literally use the one snap of fingers can make, say, Mars to like let's say they can transform Mars into an Earth-like environment, or even transform into a gas giant. They can even they can even destroy. They can even manage. Uh, well, I would say kick a galaxy from its current position to cross the universe. They can travel to ultimate dimensions, ultimate realities, even change timeline. In fact, Q he did actually affected Earth's life development. He made that life make sure that life didn't even exist on Earth. Like he prevented Earth's life from evolve. That's how they can actually do. And they live in a different dimension, what's called Q Continuum. If they were at one point, they actually had a civil war when they um in their time. What happened? It looks like almost like in the 1860s during like American Civil War. They were dressed as like ones, and when they used cannons, that actually had a side effect in our universe. Each cannon that exploded went would meant a star would go to supernova. Like say, if there were 100 cannon shots, 100 supernovas in the galaxy instantly, which is bad, totally bad. Okay, number 80, trick question. Has Spock any siblings? Yes or no?
Um, yes.
Ding ding ding. Correct. He's actually do. He has one older half brother and one adopted sister. His older half brother, well, he eventually abandoned the way of the path of logic and became very much emotional. Um, in the new one, the Star Trek Discovery, his adopted sister is actually human, and but she was actually, even though she was very much emotional, but her family was well, the new family, well, let's say they accepted her. And number 81, last question. How long were US Enterprise A in service? A, 10 years, B, 8 years, C, 16 years, or D, 12 years?
I'm gonna go with the
12 years?
yeah.
Wrong, was actually be 8 years.
Bane.
Well, seems Game Guy wins.
Yeah, yeah.
Cheater.
You got 13 points. What the hell? This feels familiar.
Well, what will you change for the next topic?
Um,
Since Malachite is still working on the Thomas and Friends quiz.
I'm not sure really. Actually, wait,
Well,
yes, actually, I do know. Actually, the Native American mythology thing. I really wanted to do that.
yeah, we can probably do that next week.
All right.
I'm not sure when Malachite is done finishing with his. And since we only will be able to do one Native American mythology, because since there are, yeah, how many? Let's see, how many? How many federal recognized tribes? Oh, currently 574 just in the United States alone. So if I would have to figure out, like, figure to use all of them, to like make each separate for 574 questions for like each single tribe. Well, it's not in like not something I would be able to do since it depends on how many of those tribes are still exist. I mean, throughout prior to Europeans' arrival, there were still many tribes. Some of them could have gone extinct during to several reasons like climate change, wars against other tribes, they were or they just simply any reasons. And some others even after the Europeans' arrival, and even like in the 1800s when this trial of tears, when they forced thousands, like thousands of Native Americans move from Mississippi area to as far west to like um, Oregon, Ohio, and even further west to reservations where they still live today. Same thing as for the Navajo, who lived on the west coast near California. They have been forced to live in reservations ever since. So, and each single tribe has their own mythology, and like the Navajo, which has about the skinwalkers. And of course, there are some known extinct tribes, but unfortunately, those that were like some of them who went extinct before Europeans' arrival, and before that during that time, the Native Americans they didn't even wrote down their they never actually they only kept their mythology alive by oral traditions, meaning that they telling the stories about the mythology from one generation to the next, and none of the others didn't even wrote down their history. So when some of those tribes went extinct, some of their traditions or their mythology may had come with them because just gone. Some may had could had it been accepted in, or some other tribes in the area could adopted some of that particular Native Americans mythology. Like in Central America, like the Aztecs, the Mayans, they in fact had their own writing system. But with the Mayans, when the Spanish came to the New World, especially Central America to the Mayans, while or the Aztecs, for example, a lot of, especially Mayans, even though the time when the Spanish came, the Mayan Empire had fallen apart already centuries before, but they destroyed basically almost everything about the Mayans' language. They, in fact, destroyed almost every single book they had, except for four. Each one of those was brought saved. They are now in a museum in Europe, in four separate countries. So, even though there are some Native American tribes that, like I said, never wrote down their history, their mythology, only kept it alive by oral tradition. One of the Native American tribes was um, it was only one man left behind. I believe he lived 40 or 30 years alone in the wilderness. I believe his name was, well, given name Ishi, since his culture prevented anyone non-member of his tribe to know his real name. So he was given a new name. That name actually meant man in his language. And unfortunately, when that happens, of course, he did mention some of his people's traditions, culture, but certain details were unfortunately not documented. Some of the ancient tribes we know of in America, like the Clovis, that was the first people that arrived in North America. Same thing. We don't even know if they have any mythology based on anything. Because when they arrived, that was like 13,000 years ago. Like, before, there was no like the Stone Age. So, if they had any, is unknown. So, and if I would have to do a quiz of each separate all of those tribes, which is 574, and if I had to research, make very hard research into each single one, it's not a guarantee I even would make up even 80 questions of each separate topic. It's possible I could even just perhaps just only find perhaps only a handful, maybe just 10 or 15 questions or something, or maybe it's less than, or perhaps even less than that, all on the tribes. So if I only can find, let's say if I already researched say about uh, the Crow people, I may only find, if I only find maybe it's 12 questions, I'd be like, 12, is that only I can use? Then I'm like, no, if there's only 12 questions, that's not enough. I probably expected maybe just if I could find 60 or at least 70 questions. But if there's only 12 or 20, I don't think that's enough. So it's something I really wish had to find. I even had some hard times to find questions of this one that I already had made. And that one is from many different reasons, from different tribes. I don't tell you, it was very little bit hard to figure out at least if I could at least find some of the questions that I can be using. I wasn't really sure if I even been able to come up with this 80 questions. Even despite knowing some of them mythology from different tribes, but it's it was a little bit tricky for most. But since since the number um, recognized is 574, but there is 400 unrecognized Native American tribes in there. So plus that will make it 974. So unfortunately, I won't be able to do any more Native American mythologies questions. This is only like the only one time I can do. It's it was really very difficult to even to find just enough question for just one quiz. If it was like say Norse mythology, like with the Norse gods, yeah, that's something I could easily perhaps make one or two. I mean, I read a lot about it, and so it's possible I can make maybe just two or perhaps even more of that topic. But when it comes to Native Americans, not really. It's just it's very difficult to even to figure that out. But well, let's see what our next time would that be like. It's let's see how many questions were totaled on about 81. Yeah, pretty much. So you guys been up to the
Not much.
Yeah, same here. I really haven't done much today except watching a lot of YouTube. Other than that, or just been at the computer fishing with my dad in the evening. But that's pretty much it I've done today. So, so how do you guys feel about doing a friend enemy rival after this?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Um, were Roy even there for the first time we did it?
I don't remember. I don't think I was.
Well, they can always do it from the first. Restart that one from the start again. Since the last time we ended up on the 40 of 77.
Uh, I won't do that to you. We can just start from 45. I don't mind.
Well, I probably should end stream here anyways. Since nearly 2 hours and no one else showed up. Well, this has been fun.
Yep.
Well, everyone, as always, see you next time. As the Gameshow stream will be next Friday. Native American mythologist. Let's see what the guys can see what they know about it. Yeah, that's it's gonna be interesting. So see you the next time. See ya. Bye.
Bye. And goodbye.